Once upon a time, in the heart of West Africa, where the sun rose golden over the hills and the trees whispered to one another in the wind, there was a small, dusty village called Wuta. It sat nestled between rolling green hills and thick, ancient forests. The people of Wuta lived simple lives. The soil was dry, the huts made of mud and straw. Food was never plenty, but somehow, there was always enough to share. Among them was a young boy named Akar. He had wide, curious eyes and a spirit full of wonder. His feet were often bare, his clothes well-worn, but his imagination soared higher than the tallest baobab tree in the village. Each morning, Akar would finish his chores, collecting water, helping his mother cook, and gathering firewood with his younger siblings. But when his work was done, he would slip away to sit beneath the great baobab tree just beyond the village. There, he would gaze at the horizon, where misty mountains stood tall and mysterious. The village elders often told stories around the evening fire. Tales passed down from their grandfathers' grandfathers. They spoke of a hidden place beyond those mountains, the Sunlit Valley, a land where rivers flowed freely, where crops grew without struggle, where no child went hungry, and laughter filled the air. Most villagers dismissed it as just another tale. But not Akar. He would dream of the valley at night, imagining what life must be like there. He saw himself running through golden fields, his arms outstretched like wings. He dreamed of carrying baskets full of fruit and drinking clean water from a gourd without walking miles. His mother, Ma Nene, saw the wonder in his eyes. One night, she gave him a small carving, a miniature baobab, made from the wood of the sacred tree. Ma Nene, softly, echoing memory, saying, "Wherever you go, Akar, remember your roots." One morning, before the sky had even turned blue, Akar quietly packed his things: a gourd of water, a piece of roasted cassava, and the carved baobab from his mother. He stood at the edge of the village as the roosters crowed. The village still slept. He turned back once, just once, to see the smoke rising from the hearths, to hear the soft murmurs of a world still dreaming. And then he took his first step, toward the mountains, toward the unknown, toward his dream. Akar's journey was not easy. He walked for hours through the forest, the tall grass brushing against his legs. He slept under trees, listening to the calls of night creatures and the far-off roar of waterfalls. He crossed rivers, cold and fast, balancing carefully on slippery rocks. He slipped once, bruising his elbow, but he smiled through it. "I'm still on my path," he whispered. One evening, dark clouds rolled in. Rain pounded the earth. Akar huddled under a tree, soaked and shivering. He clutched the wooden baobab to his chest. His lips trembled as he whispered, "Please don't let this be the end." But as quickly as the storm had come, it passed. And in its wake, the sun rose brighter than ever before. Days passed. His legs ached, his stomach grumbled, but Akar pressed on. At one point, he reached a steep slope, a mountain path so narrow he had to crawl on all fours. His hands were cut, his knees bruised. He was tired, so tired. But when he looked up, when he saw the sun breaking through the clouds, painting the sky in gold, something in him stirred. Something bigger than hunger, bigger than fear. It was hope. Then, one morning, as he reached the final crest of the highest hill, the clouds parted, And there it was, the sunlit valley. Golden fields stretched across the land like a royal cloth. Rivers glistened like silver threads. Laughter echoed, real laughter, of children running, of elders singing. Tears filled Akar's eyes. He had made it, against all odds. He stood there for a long while, not moving, just breathing it in. As he walked down into the valley, the people welcomed him. They gave him water, food, a blanket for the night. They asked him where he came from, and he told them of Wuta, of the baobab, of the stories being told are their home, of the dreams beyond the mountains. They listened, then smiled. Many dream of the sunlit valley. Few walk far enough to find it. The elders of Sunlit Valley said with great admiration for Akar, the courageous young boy from Wuta. Akar stayed in the valley, but he did not forget Wuta. He learned to farm, to teach, to heal. And when he was ready, he returned to his village with seeds of change, both in his hands and in his heart. He told the children his story. He gave them seeds to plant, and he placed the carved baobab in the center of the village square beneath the great tree. The valley lives not only out there, he said courageously. It lives here, in us, in our belief, in our courage to seek more in strong tone. And so, Akar, the boy who once stared at mountains with dreams in his eyes, became a legend. Not because he reached the sunlit valley, but because he believed in it and brought its light home. And sometimes, all it takes is one small step toward your dream. Our cherished viewer, what is the moral lesson you've taken from this video? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. We'd love to hear your view. Thanks for watching News TV. For more inspiring African faith-based stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.